Welcome to the Nürburgring in the GT3s. This race we are going to name the Mass Exodus event, but more on the reasons why in a moment. Just need to make sure we can survive turn 1. We did, came out the other side and actually gained about 5 places overall, so can't really grumble at that. From round turn 2 to turn 3, still quite a lot of chaos going on. Going a little bit wide, trying to save ourselves from situations like that. But heading back to what I said earlier with the Mass Exodus event, there are 17 people in this race as we started. Towards the end, there certainly was not. And while we can understand it's a long race, the drop was absolutely unreal. And as the race progresses, we'll get to see that more and more. Car up in front rocking a 2.25 second penalty. Can kind of understand why turn 1 was an absolute mess. So that might not even be their fault, but that is different. Definitely chose to go sandcastle building there as they went left in a straight line. Going a little bit wide, going to hand over the position to the Ferrari. Hopefully they'll be able to drag us along while they are rocking at 2.25 second penalty. We are still holding on to that position, and you never know what tyre strategy they are on or to whether they'll complete the race. Braking into turn 1 a little bit late, a little bit hard on the pedal, locking up, losing a lot of time. Birdman behind has managed to close that gap quite a bit. Although they are rocking at 2 second penalty, they are only 1 second behind us. So they need to make sure we do not lose much more time. I generally think that Aston Martin behind is probably a better choice at this track. This BMW not so much. We have applied a little bit of downforce to the rear to create a little bit more stability. What we have gained is stability. We have lost in cornering ability. So yeah, this car kind of wants to understeer ever so slightly now and again, and it's usually at the times you just don't want it to happen. We have just been overtaken by coffee and milk. I wonder if coffee and milk take sugar. I wonder if sugar is actually part of this race, because that would be quite funny. But coffee, milk, sugar, and maybe technically tea further down the line. Who knows? Position 1 though is long gone. 15 seconds ahead. They've obviously had a very good run and the right car choice. Lap 3 still didn't manage to get this corner right, but I guess it was better than before. So can't really grumble too much about that. Cars behind are still 7 seconds away, so we do have that breathing space to learn from our mistakes. Although position 4 is now getting further and further away, that much further that they're now 9 seconds ahead, and our pace has been less than optimal because the car behind in the black Ferrari has managed to catch up said 6 seconds they were away. Gonna hand over the position to them. Don't really want to be battling too early in this race. While we're almost halfway there, kind of defending for 7 to 8 laps is less than ideal. It's got to be at any point in this race that Ferrari is going to pit soon. I mean, numbnuts in position 1, well, that's a corner cut right there, isn't it? We only got a 0.2 second penalty. That's absolutely insane. We would have absolutely got hammered from the stewards if we did that. Anyway, everybody is in the pits. We're going to stay out, make these tyres last and jump on the medium tyres. Hopefully push a bit harder towards the latter part of this race. Numbnuts is about to come out the pits in the Porsche. They are the leading racer throughout this race. They're going to be quite a bit ahead of us, especially once we go into the pits ourselves. Come out the other side. Coffee and milk is going to be in front, and who knows who else. We're at the pits. We are in P7. Vine Monkeys has managed to overtake us, cutting that corner beautifully. No penalty was awarded. Position 8 is almost 50 seconds away. Oh no, that's coming down now because this game struggles with simple mathematics. We need to make sure we can overtake Vine Monkeys because they're only 2 seconds away, and we should be about 1.5 seconds a lap faster being on medium tyres than what we were on hards. I mean, it did take us 2 laps to catch up to said car in front, and as you can see, position 8 behind us, who was a substantial time away, has now DNF, which means we are at the moment in last place, P7. Not ideal. considering 17 people started this race, and we're finishing off with us in last place. Well, second to last now, as we managed to overtake Bio Monkeys, and position 5 up in front with the 2.4 seconds worth of penalties is only 1 second away, which is, yeah, it looks great on paper. But when you generally think about it, that you finish this race in P5 or P6 at the moment, with only 7 players remaining, the position is heavily diluted, let's put it that way. I mean, there we go, up the inside of the Ferrari, up to the final corner here, nearly got sent into the pits there, I'm not going to lie. That was very close indeed. It's alright, we have 2 more laps to go to make the move on the car in front. While it's not necessary to make said move, because we have already gained that position, as long as we stay behind them, not into them. Sorry about that, buddy. That was a lockup, and there's, yeah, absolutely butchered that. Either way, as we're saying, it's not necessary to overtake that car. It's just more of we want to overtake that car. I think that crash, in fairness, did get into the Ferrari's head, because I'm not too sure what happens here, but as we turn right, they drive straight off the track. Unusual choice to make, I'm not going to lie, but that's a position gain. Can't grumble at that. Coffee and Milk up in front, 23 seconds ahead. Yeah, that's quite the lead, I'm not going to lie. Kind of makes you wonder, if we had 17 people remaining in this lobby, what position would we have actually finished in? Because finishing P5, 50 seconds away from the leader, you're probably looking more around the latter end of the grid, probably P12, 13 overall. Yeah, it looks great now. In the grand scheme of things, kind of dilutes the win. It's a bit of a shame, really. Funny thing is, you actually get to see my reaction when I discover everybody has quit this race. You can only laugh about it, really. Not seen it that bad in a long time. While I understand it's a long race, and especially the first corner was extremely chaotic, you know, and frustration sets in, there's plenty of time for everybody to catch back up, claw back the positions, things like that. You know, it's not a short length race where if it goes wrong, that's the race over. But I guess it is what it is. Gaining position already, heading towards the bus stop at Watkins Glen. Let's see how many people are waiting for the bus to arrive as we enter this corner here. We have a Wild Hector in the Bentley facing the wall, waiting for the bus to arrive, and somebody else there joining him, so he's not alone. Coming out the other side, catching up behind us, Black Aston Martin in position 17. Let's see if we can make a move upon them. Not too sure what's going on with the lighting at Watkins Glen. I found it very grey. The whole thing of it grey. Now I understand there's clouds in the sky, the sun's behind the clouds, but overall it was quite difficult to see what was going on. A bit like what that Bentley was doing there. Seeing whether to stay on the grass or the tarmac, which one was a better choice. I think the tarmac may have been better. We have a little bit of slipstream from the Aston Martin up in front, so we're going to get reeled in as we're heading towards the bus stop. Let's see how many people are waiting for the bus to arrive as we come here now. We're still in P16, so it could be anybody there at the moment. By the looks of it, nobody's waiting for the bus, which is really good. Really good news. Sadly, no position has been gained from nobody being there, but we still have 14 more laps to go. Get this race done. Aston Martin hangs it extremely wide. We're going to take that position from them, go around the outside, give a bit of space until the space has been taken away. Not too sure how on earth they managed that. But karma did come to our defense, and they met the wall at the wrong angle. Then quit the race. Look at that. So I have no idea what all that was about. I think they probably nailed the throttle in a straight line and totally took us out with us. Yeah, that was so helpful. What is it with Aston Martins today? That one has to be a choice, a deliberate act, because they moved over to the right, I moved over to the left, and they come flying over to the left-hand side and smash us into the wall. Thankfully, the bus stop saved us and managed to gain that position back. Although I generally think they're still pretty annoyed about that. and wanting to see the livery extremely close up. A bit like the Ferrari, although I think the Ferrari is probably more of an accident because, you know, usually the Ferrari drivers are pretty fair. I say that, but Ferrari drivers also don't know how brakes work. I understand it's a great liquid moly livery, but it has been out for a very long time and came with this car. You don't need to see it pixel for pixel. Thing is though, I'm going to surrender the position to them, let them take it, rather not be under pressure from a person that doesn't understand how brakes work and would rather be behind them getting dragged along and just kind of working with them to a certain degree to catch up to the cars up in front. There is quite a substantial gap from ourselves to the next wolf pack ahead. I think it's about 5 or 6 seconds, which is a lot of time. I mean, we're quite far away from the car behind, 5.3 seconds away, and by lap 8 quite a lot of the cars are in the pits, which is great news. It means they're all choosing to go onto hard tyres. Not too sure why another Aston Martin doesn't understand the definition of space, coming out of the pits and going straight onto the racing line whilst this car tanking it down towards you is less than ideal, never mind not exactly the smartest bulb in the pack. Coming down towards the bus stop, breaking out the ambulance on the left hand side, locking up again a little bit, but making it through and not surrendering the position to the Aston Martin behind. Actually caught up a little bit of time on the Ferrari up in front. Again, a few people in this race have penalties, but nothing near to the degree of what happened at the Nürburgring. That was something else. Wow. We do have a great battle actually, ourselves and the Aston Martin behind. While they're probably on a much better tyre compound than ourselves, or definitely going to have better tyres overall than ourselves, we are defending very, very well, and they are looking to make a move. But the power this BMW manages to get us out of a sticky situation. It's just shame that the handling department and probably a little bit of the brakes are not up to scratch. Aston Martin looking to make a move around the outside, getting side by side, no contact though, but we are again side by side. Out the other side we go, still ahead. Absolutely beautiful racing that was. Credit where credit's due to Flav behind. It was a great race with them at this precise moment, because besides that, which they probably powered on and expecting us to power on at the same time, we didn't have the same tyre or grip that they had. So yeah, that was more of an accident rather than a purposeful act. I'm going to defend them on that one. Granted, everybody's all welcome to disagree or have their own opinions, but we managed again to overtake Flav and catch up to the BMW Phantom that has just come out the pits up in front. Actually going to get a great run up on them. So with this unique amount of speed we have got, we're going to pass it onto the BMW up in front, just out of the braking zone. I kind of wanted to get there a little bit earlier, but thankfully didn't put them in harm's way, and they actually managed to carry that speed all the way through. So credit where credit's due, Phantom. Beautiful. Car behind was looking to make a move, getting a little bit of a kiss as we both go a little bit wide, and ultimately I move over to the right side, let them take the inside line, kind of being a bit more fair. I understand they were faster than ourselves, and rather defending for another 7 laps, just easier to let them take that position and get pretty much dragged along. And as you can see, we lost a good bit of time. Tyres are absolutely cooked. Whether we made the right choice here or not, who knows? We'll only find out towards the end of the race. But grip is less than ideal at the moment. We do not really have many laps left remaining to try and at least get into the top 10. We are P13 at the moment. Well, if you include the penalty from Teddy Bear up in front, it would be P12. But we also need to try and catch the car up in front of them to really start making some ground. Get past Teddy Bear, and away we go. We're going to have a great run of slipstream. Thank you to the Cadillac for providing said slipstream, although I don't think they see it that way. I'm going to hang it over to the right side at the last second and pretty much nail it through the bus stop. There we go. They braked ever so slightly early for us, and away we go. Thank you very much to the Teddy Bear behind. 3 seconds away from Hector, who was the one waiting for the bus to arrive at the start of this race. Yeah, I mean, they're only 3 seconds away, which doesn't seem all that long, but Flav is in the pits. So I can only presume they went medium to soft tyres for the duration of this race. Oh, no, don't give me a penalty. Thank you very much. Well, yeah, that's actually really good news to a certain degree. So in other words, for the last part of this race, they're going to be on soft tyres, and they are in front at the moment. They're going to pretty much kind of drag us along and catch that car up in front. Unless we are lucky and I manage to overtake Lav, who's decided to ghost. Okie dokie. Well, not grumbling at that. Hector now 3 seconds away. 2.7, 2.6, rocking a 2-second penalty. That will only benefit us. We're only half a second away from claiming that position from them. Flav 1.6 seconds away. May well be able to keep them at bay for the last part of this race if all goes to plan. They're still 1.7 seconds away at the moment. We have managed to actually catch up to Hector quite quickly. 1.2 seconds away, so we definitely guaranteed that position from then. So we are on the top 10 for the end of this race. Thing is though, things change. And this one certainly caught us off guard. They went into the pits at the end of lap 13 to do 2 laps on soft tyres. That one certainly caught me off guard. I'm not going to lie, was not expecting that. Also not expecting that Flav managed to gain a lot of time on us. They found us second in the final few corners of this race, which is less than ideal. They're going to be in the slipstream, which means they're going to be able to attack at any moment as we're coming down towards the bus stop. Papa the squat is 6 seconds away, so they are only 1 accident away from losing that position as well. You never know your luck. Coming to the bus stop, defending away from Flav, totally royally messed it up. It is what it is. Out the other side, and at least we're in the top 11, I guess. Now, if you watch the sky or watch this track at the moment, we go through about 9 or 10 time zones on this final lap, and it's really, really atrocious. I'm not going to lie. There's a light change. There's another light change, and we have clouds now. Clouds are darker. Clouds have gone. What on earth is going on in the latter part of this race? I do not know. It's like the game got so confused about what time zone it needs to be in. We go through all of them besides nighttime. Thankfully, I'm not gonna lie. There's a guaranteed nighttime when it came on, and then the game would never put on your headlights, so you've not been able to see the track. Not usually seeing it this bad, but hey, at least we managed to go through several time zones in 1 lap. Funny thing is though, coming to the end of this race, 12 seconds away from the teddy bear behind, so there's nobody around us, alright? End of this race, nobody there. Perfectly, yeah. So explain where this car's come from.